We are live. Welcome, everyone, to the Blazing Defender Report. I'm your host, Travis Jones. I got some fucking sweet-ass dope intro music, which will be on the website, Giant Size Team Up. So go in there to get the full edited version. I wanted to do this live. I like broadcasting live, raw, uncut, stupid, retarded. I'm your guy. But thank you for letting me be on the website, Giant Size Team Up. So go in there to get the full edited version. I wanted to do this live. I like broadcasting live. I don't know what that is. Raw, uncut, stupid, retarded. I'm your guy. I don't even know what that was. I'm deleting that totally. I have no idea what that was. That's fucking crazy. The ghost in the machine has got me. We're going to start it over. Welcome. Thank you for joining the Blazing Defender Report. I'm your host, Travis Jones. Thank you for letting me be a part of your week. Snowmageddon will not stop this show. Even though the Midwest is under fucking snow, we don't give a shit. We still rock and roll. We still read our comic books. We still watch fucking movie trailers and shit. And this is how we roll. Allow me to be your Sherpa through Nerdom this week. I'm going to let you know what kind of went on in comic news, movie news, TV news. I'm going to tell you what I bought at the comic shop the last couple weeks. Maybe make your decision a little bit easier. And you know what? You might disagree with me. I would love to have that conversation. If you go to blazingdefenderreport.com, you'll get a nice redirect to my page. Tell me what you thought about a certain book. Tell me you thought my review was bullshit, or tell me that, hey man, you turned me on to a good book this week. I really appreciate it. That's already happened a couple times. I never thought I would have been that excited when somebody tells me, hey man, picked up the Star Wars books. They were fucking dope, dude. You were right. So glad I could help out. Glad I could be your Sherpa this week. We're going to talk, like I said, we're going to talk about movie news. We're going to talk about comic books. We're going to talk about everything that you love and I love. So we're just going to sit down and have a conversation, have a couple brews with me. It's Friday. Let's party. All right, guys. A little bit of overview of this show. Again, I'm going to talk about all the stuff I just described. But for the person that's never been into a comic book shop, I want them to be able to watch this show. I want them to have an idea on what they would like to read when they walk into the comic book shop. I get it all the time. Everybody knows I'm a comic book fan. I'm a big Marvel movie fan, DC movie fan. And they say, hey, man, what do you recommend I read? Well, I don't know. What do you like? Well, I like fucking Spider-Man. Oh, well, good fucking luck going to a comic book shop and finding one Spider-Man title that might pique your interest. There's 1,000 of them, maybe even more than that. So what I try to do is I try to give you an overview of the books that I bought. I'm going to tell you whether I liked them or not, but I'm going to give you the high points. And even though it may not be a great story, it might be great action, it might be great art, it might be great storytelling. And that may be something that interests you. And you might say, you know what, I'm going to pick up that book this week because that idiot on the TV channel said that he thought it was a pretty good book. And I know what you guys are going to say, fans of the show. I know. I hate it. My beard is gone. It breaks my fucking heart. It's really hard to look at my face right now because I don't like it because I don't have my beard. But for those of you that don't know, I'm a Louisville firefighter, hence the Blazing Defender Report. And I cannot have a beard because it affects the seal on my SCBA equipment, my mask that I wear. So that's the reason I do not have the beard now. My vacation, my injury, where I tore my bicep, I'm back to work now. Thus, the clean-shaven face. I apologize. Please look away. There will be an audio version only for those of you that can't stand it like me. Now, back to the show. So, if you know somebody that's looking to get into comic books or they really love the movies and you think they might like a comic book, bring them onto the show, man. Tell them. Say, watch this guy's show, or just hit me up, man. Hit me up on Facebook. Hit me up on my Gmail account, Twitter, Blazing Defender Report. Blazing Defender, you'll fucking find me. I'm everywhere. So please, I would love to have that conversation with you. I love it when people tell me, hey, man, you turned me on to this. Thank you. It's really cool. And I'm fucking stoked, man. The whole goal of this show is to get more people reading comic books and just just traveling a couple days into nerddom like me and you and I do every fucking day of the week. So it's a great place to be. It's a great time to be a fucking nerd. So I'm so glad that I have this opportunity to do this. Now, and speaking of opportunities, I want to tell you about the page or the network that I'm involved in. It's a Giant Size Team Up. If you like this show, and you may not, and I really wouldn't blame you if you didn't, but there are other really, really good shows on the Giant Size Team Up network. From the Helicarrier, Breaking the Panel, the Marvel Cinematic Universe, the DC Cinematic Universe. These were all shows that I listened to before I even got on the fucking network. So they're pretty decent shows, man. I say decent shows. That's fucking bullshit. They're great shows. So please give them a listen. Even if you don't like this show, check out the page. Really, really appreciate it. But let's get into some news. What I was really shocked about when I was doing some research for the show. Yeah, I fucking said it. I did a little research for the show. I know. But anyway, I was looking at DC's Legends of Tomorrow, the TV show that aired. I have not watched it yet. I did DVR, but I hadn't had a chance to watch it yet because, like I said, I'm back to work, which sucks. But anyway, I seen where it pushed the CW network past ABC. What the fuck? CW past ABC? That show alone brought in 3.1 million viewers. Man, that's fucking huge. I was trying to get some comparisons. I think the Arrow premiere was like 2.5. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. was the closest, which was like 2.8 or 8.5 or something like that. But huge launch for the Legends of Tomorrow. So kudos to DC for really bringing it on the TV side. And I think they're bringing it on the movie side too. But we'll get to that in a minute. I have to talk about this because I think it's fucking crazy. The Deadpool. Whoever is doing the campaigning for Deadpool right now, they're fucking genius. They are doing a masterful job of making the Mark with the Mouth marketable. Who would have thought this? He is an over-the-top, explicit anti-hero, anti-villain. I don't know what the fuck he is, really. He's cool as shit is what he is. And this marketing campaign is doing nothing but helping Deadpool. Kudos to those people for doing the job, man. But it's been denied viewing in China, which I think is hilarious. Been to China and there's pirating everywhere. I mean, you can't go get a damn fucking roll of sushi without somebody trying to sell you a pirated movie. So it's kind of like, well, why did they even try to censor this shit when it's going to be on the streets anyway? But China is a big market. I don't think it's really going to hurt the movie from an overall cost standings, because I think it's going to be such a monster here and everywhere else that it's not being banned at, that it's going to be a drop in the bucket, China. So get the fuck on board. And it's South Korea also. So they've also banned the movie. And it's like, wait a minute, you're really good, Korea. What the fuck happened? But anyway, I digress, literally. So I thought that was great. And the mother that was trying to get the PG-13 cut for her son to see, oh, it breaks my heart to say this. Deadpool cussed you the fuck out. It was hilarious. Was it rude? Was it obnoxious? Absolutely. But was it Deadpool? Absolutely. So that was classic. If you haven't seen it, go to blazingdefenderreport.com. It's on there. It's so funny. I would never do it justice trying to imitate it, but it was fucking great. It was classic Deadpool. You know, just your kid don't need to be fucking seeing this movie. What the fuck is wrong with people? Come on, get your shit straight. Your 13-year-old does not need to be seeing a rated R Deadpool. Stay with the Rob Liefeld Deadpool, okay? Okay, he's the creator. I shouldn't bash him, so I won't. But stick with that Deadpool, okay? Leave the adult Deadpool to us. But anyway, I thought that was a really, really funny. His response to that was fucking classic. So check that out, please. Now, what I really want to talk about is, well, what I have to mention first is I hope everybody's seen the DC movie special hosted by Kevin Smith. Let me apologize first for Kevin Smith. I'm a big Kevin Smith fan. I listen to his show, Fat Man on Batman. It's a great show. A little plug there for you for the 4 people that watch me. But anyway, Kevin Smith, I don't know if he was on meth that night or he was really trying to be over exaggerated. Yeah, I mean, what the fuck were you doing with your hands, bro? Keep your fucking hands down. It was like there was a floating Twinkie flying around his face, and he was trying to grab it. You know, I was like, "That's a fucking Twinkie." You know, dude, Kev, we know you love this shit. You love the material. We all love it. You don't have to act like a goof to sell it to us. Okay. So Jeff Johns, very cool. If I was Jeff Johns, I'd have been like, I cannot work with this motherfucker. Get him to calm the fuck down. But anyway, it was a great special. Jeff Johns is a fucking master. He's is he our Kevin Feige or their Kevin Feige? How am I saying that? He's DC's Kevin Feige. Let's put it that way. So he's doing an excellent job of doing these universes, the TV universe being separate from the movie universe, obviously, but they're I think they're killing it on both fronts. I really do. Whereas Marvel is kind of lacking on the TV front. Just my opinion. They're like buttholes. Everybody's got them and they all stink. So I apologize for that. Not really. But now what I really want to talk about is what was worth watching that for was the Suicide Squad trailer. Now, let me say that when the first promotional stuff came out on the Suicide Squad, use my Lucha Libre bottle opener here. I was not impressed at all. Like, I thought it looked like shit. I thought Deadpool looked stupid. The only person that looked even remotely cool was Margot Robbie, which you could put her in a fucking paper bag and she's going to look great. So I was not impressed at all with the promotional stuff that initially released from San Diego. Did they recently from San Diego? They may have. The teaser trailer, okay. It looks better than the promotional stills. I give you that. All right. Now they have the full trailer released. And fucking wow. Kevin Smith still is the greatest trailer I've ever seen. Again, meth. It's not the greatest trailer I've ever seen. It's a fucking phenomenal trailer. It's still, to me, not as good as the Civil War trailer, but it's really, really close. The use of the Bohemian Rhapsody in a movie trailer, fucking quit. Stop. That right there alone gets you several points on the cool meter. Or the nerd meter, I should say. But you put any song in that, and the footage that they gave us was really, really cool. It's going to highly revolve around Harley Quinn and the Joker, which I'm super, super stoked about. And I know a lot of people are reserving. They got their reservations about Jared Leto. I think the more and more Joker footage is released, that's easing people's tensions. I think it's going to be a different Joker than what we're used to, but I think that's still going to play into the story. So I'm not worried about this movie at all. It's so good. And the part where Harley, it's at the very end of the trailer, Harley takes her bat and she busts through the plate glass and she's like stealing a purse. And the guy goes, "What is wrong with you people?" And she goes, "We're bad guys. That's what we do." And I'm like, this movie is going to be such the anti-hero anthem. I cannot wait. It's going to be really, really good. I hope it's really, really good for DC. I'm a fan of all of it, man. I'm Marvel mostly, but I love DC. I'm very, very excited for Batman versus Superman, which I think we all are. So, man, let's just keep our fingers crossed. But I think Suicide Squad's going to really fucking kill it. Now, on to some comic news. Some comic news that I found worthy. Well, before I get into that, I want to talk about some of the Easter eggs that you might have not seen in the Suicide trailer. And one of them is where Harley is sitting in a jail cell and she's reading a novel. And if you zoom in on the novel, it's a novel about, it's a romantic novel about, it's called in Between the Sheets is the name of the novel. And it's about a chick, a very uptight professional woman that gets involved with the bad boy. Okay. Sound familiar? Very Easter eggish, I thought, in that. The next one was there's a scene where it might be Amanda Waller. She opens up Deadshot's file. And if you zoom in on the right page, it shows like his record where he's been arrested. and it's like all of them are in Gotham, and it says New Jersey beside it. So Gotham's in fucking New Jersey? Fuck, maybe Kevin Smith's got more pull than I thought he did. But anyway, I thought that was pretty cool because I don't think anyone's ever said where Gotham was. I know it's close to Metropolis, but where the fuck is Metropolis in New Jersey? I don't know. So I thought that was a pretty cool little Easter egg. And another cool thing, and I did not know this till like I said, did a little research just to keep up between us. I don't want, lose my fucking street cred or nothing, being an idiot. But Clint Eastwood's son, his name escapes me, but he looks just like a fucking young Clint Eastwood. He is one of the special forces guys in the Suicide Squad that works with the Suicide Squad on the mission. And supposedly he's rumored to be the DC cinematic universe's Deathstroke. Hey man, what the fuck? I don't know if it's true or not, but that's the rumor. He looks great on film, and I think it'd be fucking cool as shit. So just a few little Easter eggs for you guys on that trailer. I know a lot of you don't have time to fucking zoom in on it and shit, or you can go to IGN Rewind Theater like I did and scoop it all there. But so really, really cool. Now on to some comic news I thought was newsworthy. This was big for me. Captain America is fucking back. He's back. My boy, my dog. No more old man Steve Rogers. If you're following the comic books, he fought a villain, and the villain injected him with a serum that negated his super soldier serum. So it reverted him back to a fucking 75-year-old elderly man. Now, I know what you're saying. Well, where's he been? Well, this has gone on for almost over a year. Well, it will be over a year by the time they release this, because I think this doesn't come along until March. But they still kept him around as like the figurehead for the Avengers. He was kind of like the brains behind the operation. He was still a master tactician, even in a 75-year-old body. And actually, he got into a suit of armor and kicked Iron Man's ass. Don't get me started on it. It was fucking shit. I didn't like the way they did it. But anyway, that's the story. They're bringing Cap back. Finally, Cap's going to be badass Cap again. And he has a new suit and a new shield, which has caused quite a bit of controversy. And it's like I told my wife, anytime you fuck with something as iconic as Captain America, there's going to be people that don't like it. Now, do I like it? It's growing on me. I don't know if I like to cut out of the shield, but we still have another Captain America in the Falcon in the Marvel Universe. He has the round shield. Cap has this shield. Now, supposedly this shield that Cap has, it looks like his World War II shield, which was like in a V, has some tricks to its up its sleeve. So I'm reserving the right to not like it. But I think it could be pretty cool if it's done right, just like anything else they do in Marvel Universe. So I'm really hoping that they pull it off. Now, the outfit, I'm not digging the light blue, but I need to see it in action. Put a good creative team on him, and I'm all for it. Now, he's going to return in Marvel's next big event, which is called the Avengers Standoff in March. I think I said February, but I meant March. So there's going to be 2 Caps in the universe. A lot of people ain't happy about that either. I think that's a very temporary situation, though, and I don't think we're going to have to wait a year for it to be resolved. So Captain America coming back. Fuck yeah. Let's get hyped about that. Now, another thing if I wasn't such a fan of the Star Wars Darth Vader Marvel line of comic books, I wouldn't be so excited about this. But Poe Dameron from Force Awakens is getting his own book in April, okay, by Charles Soule and Phil Noto. Phil Noto actually did the art on the Chewbacca series that was fucking excellent. Charles Soule wrote Lando Calrissian book. Now, I know a lot of you probably didn't read that book. I did. It was fucking phenomenal. Lando Calrissian was a great, great book. Was it as good as Star Wars or Vader? Probably. Basically, it's source material that I separate them in. Star Wars being the best, Darth Vader very, very close second. Charles Soule has the voice of these characters. I'm very curious to see what Poe Dameron's voice is, But what's really going to be cool about this series is that they're going to bring in a nemesis of Poe's that is from the First Order. So when Poe meets the First Order on the planet from Force Awakens, whatever the fuck it is, where they kept going back, Jakar or whatever, I think it was Jakar. That wasn't the first time that he's had dealings with the First Order. So I'm very, very curious to see how that works in the comic books, how it all plays in together. Very, very excited for that book, man. So that was some comic news that I thought was pretty fucking newsworthy. So now let me fuck these notes and let us talk about what the whole fucking show's about. Comic book reviews. I buy comic books every week. Okay. It's been a light week for me the last couple of weeks, I think, because of all the changes going on. And Diamond Publishing, get your fucking shit together, because my store's not getting books they're supposed to get because you suck ass. That was my professional criticism. Constructive criticism is what it was. Now, the books that I did get, this was a very, very good 2 weeks for comic books. I didn't get the quantity that I normally get, but the fucking quality was outstanding. And I'm going to start it off by a book that I've been waiting for to tie up this series. And for the audio listeners, I apologize, but I'm showing the cover now. The dope ass Assad Rabik cover, Secret Wars #9. All right. This is the book that culminates the entire Secret Wars series. It's the series that I have loved personally. Now, it did suck that I had to wait 3 more months for it to be wrapped up, but they did a very, very good job of wrapping it up in one issue. You have basically the throwdown between all the heroes that survived the collapse of the universes, and they all join together to fight Doom, the god Doom, that has basically created the world that they live in. How's that possible, you say? Reed Richards strikes a deal with the Molecule Man. This is a very convoluted story. There's no way you could read this book and understand any of it if you hadn't read the previous 8. I recommend the trades for you, but you're going to want to read this, because everything that comes after this this series changed everything. It changed everything that you're reading now, or that you're going to read in the future. So this is kind of a story that you can't miss out on. The art is amazing. Assad Rabik, man, he's a fucking rock star, this dude. But you get a culmination, a huge, huge battle between Reed Richards and Dr. Doom. And you're like, could Richards take Doom? He could if he's got the Molecule Man on his side, and that's what he does. He pitches a deal to the Molecule Man. The Molecule Man was more than ready for it. And as you read the story, you understand why. Now, you have still unresolved issues with the whole Fantastic Four family. That is resolved here. And we know that Marvel's kind of killing off the Fantastic Four because of the whole Sony Pictures deal and all that. This gives your conclusion to what happened to the Fantastic Four. They're not really dead per se, but they are off doing something else. Reed Richards again proves that he's just better than Doom. No, in every facet, any shape or form, God or mortal, Reed Richards is just his superior. So it's a big, big fight in this. The art is, like I said, amazing. There's so many great pages. There's great dialogue between Sue and Reed, Miles Morales and Spider-Man. There's just so many things in this book that made it great. Now, I will say IGN rated it a 10 out of 10. I think you and Kevin Smith were in the same fucking heroin den in the past few weeks. It's not the perfect comic book, I'll admit. Now, is it a great culmination and final of the Secret Wars series? Absolutely. It really, really is. But on the same token, it's not the perfect comic book. I still found flaws in it. And I cannot recommend it enough. I really can't. Secret Wars was amazing. Now, I'm going to get to a series that is already one of my favorites of 2015. I love this group, and I know I may be in the minority, but I'm telling you, after this run is done, it's going to have more fucking fans than it started with. I guarantee it. A Squadron Supreme. Now, for the audio listeners, these covers are fucking pimped out. Alex Ross is doing the covers. They're amazing. They're beautiful. It's in a very, very classic way. I don't know how else to explain it. Alex, if you're familiar with Alex Ross's art, I don't have to fucking say anymore. But they're very powerful, and that I think is the culmination of what they want Squadron Supreme to be. If anybody remembers the Authority from the Wildstorm comics, they were a vastly powerful group that basically said, we're going to protect the planet. We're not worrying about politics. We're not worrying about laws. We're not worrying about religions. We're going to protect people. If it's evil, it's out of here. Come stop us if you can. The Squadron Supreme, since Secret Wars has ended, okay, the book I just told you about, that's the reason this book is so important. Secret Wars is because every one of these members of the squadron were from another dimensions squadron. So they've come together in this world, the world that's left, okay, the one that Reed has built us, and they have said, we're not letting happen what happened to our world happen here. We're going to protect it no matter what. In the first issue, spoiler alert, okay, we're on issue 3, so get your shit together. I'm not really spoiling nothing. They take out a iconic Marvel character that's been around from the beginning. Take him out. He's donezo. He's gone. That they wanted to put this group on the map immediately, and that's what they did. Now, in this, the Squadron Supreme runs up against the Uncanny Avengers with Old Man Rogers, Rogue. There's a speedster, Quicksilver is in it. Dr. Voodoo. It's a pretty powerful group. And I kind of had this, not really an argument, but I had this conversation with somebody in a Facebook group about it. The Squadron Supreme smacked them around. They smacked them around. James Hammond showed up, which everybody will remember is the original Human Torch. He showed up with an army behind him. And something happens. The Squadron Supreme is basically teleported to another place because of the appearance of a surprise guest. I don't want to give nothing away. I try not to spoil the books. I just try to tell you what's cool about them. And they are basically taken out of the battle because of this teleportation, because this person needs the squadron's help. And I will tell you this, one of my favorite books from the Battle World series was Weird World, okay? And a barbarian named Akron. He was fucking badass, okay? That was a great, great series. 5 issues. And when it comes out on trade, please get it. If you see my other shows, you know how much I thought about Weird World. Del Mundo's art, Jason Aaron's writing, it was amazing. Well, the squadron is teleported to Weird World. I cannot fucking wait. This book cannot get any better for me. It is already killing it in 3 issues. They're making the Squadron Supreme the Mac Daddies of the fucking Marvel universe. I don't know if there's a team out there that can take them. I really don't. So, Squadron Supreme, please check it out. It's on the 3rd issue. You're not going to miss this run, people. I'm telling you. You're not going to want to miss this run. So, check that shit out. All right. The next book. The Mighty Thor. And we all know Thor's a female now. And I know there's people saying, it's fucking bullshit. I'm not reading that. No girl can fucking wield Mjolnir or meow meow. Well, she fucking can. And honestly, she might be wielding it better than the Odinson has. And do not get me started, and do not doubt my loyalties to my boy Thor. He's right there behind Cap for me as my number 2. But this has been a fucking outstanding series. Jason Aaron, I'll say it 1,000 times, rock god of comic writing right now. He's killing it on all fronts. This is another great issue of this series. and she is finally confronted with Loki. And is Loki friend? Is Loki foe? We don't know, but we end up finding out. And she's a very standing her ground. She's not falling for Loki's tricks. And Loki is kind of losing his shit a little bit. He sees every incarnation of himself. He fights with himself. So it's kind of like, what's going on here? Is Loki really trying to help Thor, or is he in league with Malekith? Which Malekith is the big bad in this series. Things are going really, really bad for the female Thor. She's got the Odin, the King Odin, looking for her because they feel she stole the fucking hammer. And did she steal the hammer? I know Thor was viewed unworthy, but she kind of took the hammer. Now, how did she? It's all a story to be told later, I'm sure. But right now, it's a very, very good. And it ends with female Thor basically having to come to terms with, did she steal the hammer or not? So, excellent book. The art has been great. And again, the writing is worth the price of the book. So that's The Mighty Thor. And that they're on number 3. So the new series started at 1, just on 3. It's a great jumping on point for people that haven't read it yet. Now, new book. Great book. Obi-Wan&Anakin. And if you can see that down there, you might not be able to see that. Charles Soule's the writer. I'm telling you, man, Charles Soule knows these characters. This is a very, very good book. And this gives us a view of Anakin and Obi-Wan that we haven't seen yet. And I'm not really sure what time frame. Of course, it's before Order 66, but it really gets into their relationship and how Anakin is really fighting within himself, even at this point, to figure out where he's going. And there may be even a question for Obi-Wan, like, are we doing the right thing in this war? And maybe we should just get out, you know? And I was kind of like, whoa, shit. But if you think about the progression of things, this is where they would come to before they came to where they did in the prequels. So I know we don't like talking about the fucking prequels, people, but they're canon. So just fucking get over it. But really, this book is an excellent, excellent book. Charles Soule, man, hats off to you. I was kind of worried about you coming on because some of your superhero stuff I haven't been really crazy about, but this Star Wars universe, you're nailing it, dude. You're killing it. So this is an excellent book. If you're a fan of the prequels and you're a fan of Obi-Wan-Anakin relationship, this is a book for you. I'm telling you. Just the first issue. So, get on board now, see if you like it or not. All right, guys. Darth Vader. Vader Down, number 6. 6-part series. It went through Star Wars and is my microphone muted? I think everybody's trying to tell me. I think I'm back on, guys. Says I'm live. Sorry about that. Let me comments. Oh my God, I'm definitely picking up. Oh, snap. You just dropped. Okay. Am I back? Can somebody holler at a brother? Ryan, I see you in the room. Can you okay, great. Thank you. Thank you for that. My technical support group would let me know that we had some internet issues just now. I appreciate that, guys. Thank you for telling me that. All right. Now I don't know what you fucking missed. I'm talking about Vader down number 6. Recap real quick. Princess Leia had a chance to off Vader. She didn't because Luke and Chewie and Han needed help. She leaves to help them. Vader is battling the cyborg that the general has created. Palpatine had a secret order that with a scientist, it's pretty cool. His name escapes me, but it was really fucking cool. He was creating they weren't force sensitive. They were basically clones with cybernetic enhancements that gave them abilities. And all this time in the Star Wars universe, I've always been thinking, why didn't they do that before? Like, Vader's have cybernetics. So why can't they make like a bionic guy that you would think, could be a pretty badass Jedi, even though he doesn't possess the Force? So Palpatine was doing this to replace Vader. That's kind of what this whole thing's about. Vader's hunting Luke. Palpatine's looking for a replacement because he blames Vader for the destruction of the Death Star. So you've got all these things running around. It all comes to culmination here in Vader Down. So there was a cyborg, a guy that looked a lot like Grievous, is basically manipulating events to replace Vader. You find that out in this issue. I'm not going to say who it was, but it's a great fight. So they're battling. Dr. Aphra, who has been helping Vader this entire time, she basically gives herself up to help Vader escape, or actually, yeah, I mean, I don't want to give it away because I thought this book was full of oh shit moments. Now, again, IGN gave Secret Wars a 10 and they gave this book like a 6.5. I don't know what book they're reading. Maybe they're not Star Wars fans. I don't know. But it was a great, great book. Dr. Aphra is a very, very intelligent and conniving, sneaking character. And she's kind of outsmarted here, which I thought was pretty cool. Like, she thought she had all of her bases covered. Well, she didn't. And it was one very, very basic principle that she forgot to remember. And if you read the book, you'll understand. But this book was great. I'm sorry, Luke ends up getting Obi-Wan's journal, which is going to lead you into Star Wars 16, which I have here. It was one of the new books this week, and I'll show you all the new books this week. I've read it, but I'm going to wait to give my review next week, and it was fucking awesome. I'm telling you, man, these Star Wars books are amazing. I never thought in a million years Marvel getting these books back, they could make them so much better than Dark Horse did. Or yeah, Dark Horse had it. I mean, these books are great. And now you're going to see the story of Obi-Wan protecting Luke on Tatooine. So I'm very, very excited for these books, man. Vader Down, fucking awesome, man. Good job. Fuck you, IGN. You're fucking stupid. Now, the next book I've got this is my last reviewed book. Totally awesome Hulk. And see this chick, I gotta tell you her name because she's badass. And all you Avengers Alliance players, and I know I've got some in the room, her name is the Lady Hellbender. And she's basically the queen of an island of monsters. And these monsters are what Hulk and his sister, Amadeus, chose the new Hulk. We're on issue 2, issue 1. I explained that. But he's the new Hulk, okay? And the story of how he became Hulk and what happened to Banner and the Hulk is being told within these pages also. It's not over yet. So we don't really know what happened. Okay. But he's going around getting these monsters round up because he feels like they're a menace. And they kind of are because they're out of their element. Lady Hellbender shows up and she's looking for these monsters. The Hulk thinks that she wants to free him because she's bad. She thinks the Hulk wants him out because he's bad. Boom. They're fighting. And it's awesome. Frank Cho's art is the shit. He draws probably the best chicks in the comic business. Greg Pak is killing the writing. This is a funny book. This is an action-packed book. I'm a huge, totally awesome Hulk fan now. And I also know if you play Marvel's Future Fight, which I know some of you that are watching do, he's like one of the characters now. He's not like an alt for the Hulk. He's his own character. So that tells me Marvel has big plans for him. And I think this is going to be the status quo for a while, especially since the Incredible Hulk, the Bruce Banner Hulk, doesn't really have any like major movies coming out, any solo films. He's going to kind of be, we know he's going to be in Thor Ragnarok and everything, but so I think that this is going to be the status quo for a while. I'm cool with it because the book is great. The action's great. The art's great. The writing is fantastic. You get some humor. You get some deep stuff between Amadeus and his sister. Very, very, very good book. I mean, like I said, this week I didn't get a whole lot, but everything I got was fucking outstanding. Oh, I do have one more book to review. I know I do because I seen it. Actually, this is a book for next week, but I'm going to go ahead and talk about it because I'm that excited about it. And Chad, if you're watching, Chad Nuss, if you're watching, this is where I would key my my metal acid rock ukulele playing music right here. Because this is my indie corner. Here's my indie book, Tokyo Ghost. See that? That's a badass fucking cover is what that is. Sorry for all you guys watching, or I'm sorry, listen, audio version. This is Sean Murphy's cover. It's a lead. It's the one of the main characters of the book, and he's sitting on this big ass juiced up cybernetic motorcycle with about a fucking 60 arrows in his back and this cool helmet. He's all jacked up shoulders and back and shit. He's just dope looking. This book was a fucking heartbreaker. Rick Remender, you bastard. You did it again, son. You're an amazing storyteller. And what was so great about this book, if you've read some of Remender's stuff, especially his Avengers stuff, it's a very slow, but it all pays off in the big finale. Remender shit always has for me. This book really started out great and got epic. And this is the end of the first book. This is issue 5. And we're going to start a second book of Tokyo Ghost in April. This book, this series was something I've never seen before, a story that I've never read before. Been reading comic books for 30 years, 35 years. So let me tell you, when this trade comes out, you got to get it. Go back and get the back issues now. This is going to be a movie. I guarantee you. You heard it here first. I haven't seen any rumors where it's going to be, it's a property up for sale right now for a studio. I haven't heard any of that shit. But I'm telling you, I win the lottery. If I'd won the Powerball, I'd be going to Rick Remender being like, who do I got to talk to get the rights to make this fucking movie? Because it's going to be epic. It's a love story. It's a tale about society and what is going on in society now with technology and religion and love and violence and bullying and drugs and steroids. And it's fucking amazing. Tokyo Ghost, issue 5. It's great. I fucking love it. A full review come next week, but I had to mention that book. Now, what went on in the comic shop this week? What did I buy? I'm going to show you what I fucking bought. This is going to go down as the greatest run in Batman history. Frank Miller, Jeff Loeb, Jim Lee, All you guys are legends in your own right. You all did fanatically well on Batman. This is going to be the best. Scott Snyder, Greg Capullo, the arm wrestler. If you watched last week's show, you know what I'm talking about. Batman 48. Review to come next week, but you're not going to fucking miss it. I've read it. It's fucking great. What I have not read yet, a book I thoroughly enjoy, Fuck Fairyland. This book, Scotty Young, his art, his storytelling, it's been amazing. I don't really like funny books, but the art and violence is so great and so well depicted. I have to buy this book every week. Really, really enjoy the book. The story's kind of twisting from what I understand in this book. Now, I've not read it yet, but I will. So, and I'm gonna tell you, this is a book that this is a guilty pleasure for me. It's not very intelligent. It doesn't have much of a story. Drax. And as you can see here, he's in like some kind of gladiatorial arena. And this is a book I almost didn't buy this week. I just thumbed through it and I looked at some of the pages and I said, yeah, I'm buying that. It's Drax doing what Drax does. He's the fucking destroyer. Therefore, class, yes, I heard everybody say it through the screen. He destroys shit. He's a destroyer. I want to see a comic where it's just Drax fucking shit up. That's what this is. CM Punk, Colin Bunn. I'm not really sure who's really doing the writing because it says CM Punk and Colin Bunn. I'm thinking it's a lot of Colin Bunn, but CM Punk, you are the lead writer on it. So kudos to you. I used to see you in the gym all the time, and I could not believe you as a wrestler. I'm not really bashing you, but it kind of is. But I digress, literally. This book is this number 2? Fuck, it is. All right. The Sheriff of Babylon. If any of you are Facebook friends with me, you know I'm a very big supporter of our special operations people, of our private security firms that are over in the Middle East protecting Americans and other high target interests. This is a book about one of those contractors. He's not really a special forces guy. He's a police officer, and he's over in the Middle East, and things happen. I have not read any of these books. I'm still waiting on number 1. My comic shop is supposedly getting me one. I'm waiting patiently for it. This is number 2 that was also sold out. It's selling very, very well. So if anybody's interested in this, if your comic shop has it and that sounds something cool to you, maybe I've got some Marines or some security force guys watching, this would be the book for you. Okay, and let me just tell you some of the reviews that are on this book, issue 2. Comic Book Resources, which is a great site for anybody that wants to know comic news. They call it breathtaking. Newsarama, Comic List, Pop Culture Uncovered said 10 out of 10. I know you do. Dude, that's a perfect comic book. Stop. But I get it. You like it. Lee Bergamo, creator of Suiciders and the artist of Joker and Luther, said an intense emotional journey that treads a dirty gray line, beautifully illustrating and teeming with authenticity. That's a pretty good, this is a guy in the business. That's a pretty good fucking endorsement right there. Very, very excited to see this, but I'm not going to read it until I get issue 1. But definitely be a review coming when I get all the issues. Injustice number 2. Now this is year 5. 5 years of this book. What the fuck? That's what I said. Let me tell you something. Most video game comic books suck. Trust me, I've read them all. The video game's great. The comic sucks. It's a money grab. Injustice is not that book. Injustice has been one of the best, most consistent DC books on the comic shelves each month. I mean, I thoroughly admit that. It's a way different story than what you think. But if Superman turned bad, this is probably what would really happen in the DCU. So it's not canon, but it is an amazing story. And it's been going on for 5 years. How many stories can say they've been going on for 5 years and have been consistently good? The book is always pretty good, and sometimes it's fucking great, and every once in a while it's epic. So this is a book, and it's $2.99. If you're a DC fan, if you're an Injustice video game fan, which it was a fucking great game, this is your book, man. This is your book. $2.99 a fucking month. Put the fucking bag of Cheetos down and the Coke you just bought and go get fucking Injustice. You're going to be way happier. Trust me, I promise. Now, boom, Star Wars 15. Dude, that's Obi-Wan. Fucking great. I've already read it. It's an amazing story. He's watching over Luke on Tatooine. Talks about what he went through to find or to help Luke become the person that he thinks he can be. He's still holding out hope. He's still holding on to Qui-Gon's dream for Anakin. He's trying to find that in Luke. And the comparisons could not be any clearer. It's a very well-written book. Of course it is. It's fucking Jason Aaron. I know you're like, get off Jason Aaron's nuts. I'm telling you, Marvel lost a lot of great writers. Jason Aaron is the captain of the fucking ship right now. So Jason Aaron's still killing it. This is a great book. I'm so glad to see it going in a different direction. I'm very hyped for this book. And something else I want to show you guys that I got, that I've already reviewed it, but I'm going to show you this. This is the DK3, the Master Race hardback. The covers are just, they're worth buying. They see that's a hardback version. The pages are bigger. They're glossier. I haven't taken the plastic off this yet, and I might not because I'm a nerd like that. But, I mean, just check that cover out, man. So there's going to be 8, right? And I'm going to have all of them in hardback. So that's going to look really good on a fucking wall. All right, man. Some shout outs I want to do real quick for people. That is it for the book reviews. But if you just hang out for just a couple seconds, I want to give some mad props to some people that help support me. I want to help support them. Chad Nuss, comic artist, comic creator, The Silence. Check it out on Twitter. Check it out on Facebook. He's going to have a Kickstarter starting up soon. He's going to give some rewards out. They better be fucking pretty sweet, Chad. I'm just telling you. This looks amazing. If you're a fan of the show, you've seen some of the prints I've bought. Go to the website. Check it out. This book is going to be beautiful. It may be stupid as fuck. No offense, Chad. I know it's not going to be. But it's going to be beautiful. It's going to be so beautiful, I really don't give a shit what the story is. If the story's halfway decent, I'm still going to buy a fucking book. But I think it's going to be a very smart, very intelligent, very Rick Remender-ish story. Haven't read none of it yet. He has kind of promised me an advanced copy to get the review out. Chad, I'm actually aroused right now. My dick is semi-hard right now, thinking that you're going to give me an advanced copy. But I am going to be honest, like I always am on here. You're always my boy, and you're a masterful artist. But are you a masterful writer? I do not know yet. I'm praying that you are. And if you are, guys, you got to get on this now. The Silence. Okay, check it out. Judge it for yourself. Just look at some of it. It's beautiful, man. Very Jim Lee-ish. Okay, so The Silence. Chad Nuss. River Valley cosplayers, guys, you guys fucking kill it. I thought this was going to be like some little cosplay group with like 6 people, and they were all going to basically wear Halloween costumes. Oh my God. I've said some dumb shit. That may have been one of the dumbest things I've said in a long time. They're top notch. They rock. They rock the shit. Telling you, check out their Facebook group. You'll see all their work in progress. You'll see some of their finished products. These guys kill it, man. River Valley Cosplayers on Facebook. Check them out. Now, my flagship, giantsizeteamup.com. If you don't like this show, which, like, again, I said, I do not blame you if you do not. I do this because I think it's fun. I've reached a couple people. If I reach one more person in the next year, I've done my job. There are some great shows on the giantsizeteamup.com. You'll find my show there. You'll find From the Helicarrier there. You'll find Breaking the Panel there. You'll find the Marvel and DC Cinematic Universe. You want to talk movies with some people? Talk to those guys. Those guys know their shit. Everybody in this group is way better than me, way smarter than me, way more versed in their content than me. So please, if I gave you anything in this show, go check out that site. It's a really, really, really cool site. You're going to find a lot of content there that I think you'll like. If you're tuning into this, you should tune into that. I'll tell you that much. And the last but not least, my boys from Comic Jacked. They always help me get the show out. They always try to bring new people to the show. Thank you so much, guys. They're a Facebook group. They are all about the debate. You think you know your chops? You think Batman can take on anybody? Fucking show up to the Thunderdome then, bitch. Walk into the Thunderdome, throw Batman up against Galactus, and debate that shit. You know, throw him up against the fucking Avengers team. Debate that shit. Why would Batman win? And you're going to have people that know their content. They know what this character's capable of, and they're going to prove it. They're going to prove it in a story form. They're going to prove it in a screenshot. These guys rock, man. I mean, I get on there and I'm like, oh my God, that's a great fight. You know, who would win? And then as I'm reading the comments, I'm like, shit, that ain't the guy I thought would win. So it's a great Facebook group. Get on there, check it out. It's a closed group, I think, but just ask for admission. I'm an admin in the group. I'll get you in there, and we've got 12 other great admins that all do a great job. So last but not least, I want to give a shout out to my boy, Captain America. Happy 75th birthday, brother. You are what I strive to be. Even though I'm a lot more Thor, I strive to be Cap. So with that, I want to thank everybody. Thank you for making me a part of your week. Again, I'm going to try to do the show every Wednesday, but I didn't have a whole lot of books this week, and there wasn't a whole lot of content drop. I want to have something to talk about. So, but please hit me up on the Blazing Defender Report.com. Tell me, send me a message. Hey man, like for you to talk about this week. I would like your thoughts on this, or you really fucking suck, man. Get your fucking act together. I'll take it all, man. I got my first thumbs down on my YouTube channel. It's pretty fucking excited about that. As I get more viewers, I'm going to get more criticism, might get some love. Who knows, man? You got to put yourself out there to get something back, right? So again, I want to thank you guys for helping me achieve a dream. And I've always wanted to do this and talk about something that I love. And if I've got one person that'll listen to me, it was a great conversation. Thank you guys. Hit me up with questions. Anything's open. What I'm going to try to do the next show, I've got like 20 Twitter questions that I'm going to try to get in. So that's definitely coming. If you want to be a part of that, I'll give you a shout out on the show and I'll answer your question. So thank you again, guys. giantsizeteamup.com. Check it out. blazingdefenderreport.com. Check it out. And with that, the Blazing Defender has left the building.